Oh, it's flickering. Oh, and I've screwed it up again. Oh,
you
so
broke it?
Yeah. Right. Let's go. And again. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the... What the hell has happened to Badger? It was him that burst my ball. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you today, Daddy?
I'm lovely. I think I might have some sort of there's a word for it, and I've completely forgotten it. A saboteur.
So are we all calling Dave Daddy today or something?
No.
Oh, I thought that was the thing.
Who's your daddy?
That's what we were doing.
That feels just a little bit creepy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Today we've got with
Do you
us...
want us to stop, Daddy?
We have got with us Mr. Godless Scummer.
Oi, oi.
A bald-tempered badger with a Toblerone and a burst ball. That burst ball is really good. I was looking for a really good burst ball and I couldn't find one.
We have the culprit identified by the look of that.
Yes, it's all Badger's fault.
That's a weird
just
picture,
found the Toblerone
Badger.
after it did it. This is just me going, look at this Toblerone.
That's a weird picture. The way your name tag, the badger's leg, and that thing in the background line up. It looks like it's a divided picture. You know, the two pictures together.
Dave did say that he found a few crumbs afterwards that he thought were a little bit like Battenberg cake, so he was suspicious.
We have also got a Seraphim Hyde.
Hello, hello.
We've got PurpleRhymesWithOrange.
Hello.
And we have got Jenni as boobs, apparently.
She does.
Yeah, but they're only on rental.
They're only on rental.
Friday.
That's okay, Jenny. I have boobs too, so you're not alone.
Wait a minute. There's someplace in Mississippi I can rent boobs.
No, I have to go over to Wisconsin. There's this adult bookstore.
I haven't had to fondle a decent pair in years, so.
Do you get the boobs on their own, or do they come attached to a person?
Well, when you rent them, they're not attached to anybody. Not everybody in Wisconsin is Ed Gein, you know.
Not everybody in Wisconsin is geek. Oh, Jesus.
I like how someone got that. I have no clue what she was talking about.
I know who Ed Gein was, yes.
He was a mess. He was a proto Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ah.
He's inspired a lot of good horror films. I'll say that much.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Chat says it's dark. Right. Should we do some questions?
Do we have to?
Sure.
It's kind of the point.
Can I just listen to Badger talk? I'm okay with that.
You could tell me why it's windy in his house.
That depends if you ask me the right questions.
Perhaps me and Badger can do like a Jar Jar impressions, and Sarah can judge.
No.
I'll do Yoda.
Idiot. Actually, I think Badger does a better Jar Jar than I do. Actually, but
let's hear.
Perhaps later.
much later.
Right. Question 986. Would you rather meet your favourite fictional character or your favourite musician, and who?
Oh dear. That's a tough one. I'm going to say, although unfortunately he's no longer with us, I'd have loved to have spent a night in a pub with Lemmy from Motorhead. I think that would have been so much fucking fun.
Yeah, we can have Dead.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough.
Yeah. I would much. Nerdy says I would much rather meet my favourite fictional character. I assume the fictional universe comes from with it as well. That's the assumption I'm working under.
Oh, then I know my answer then.
What's your answer then? You're very
Now,
quiet.
see, I wouldn't have made that assumption.
Come back
I
to
would
me
have
in a
thought
minute.
you were bringing them into our universe.
No, I think. See, this is the thing. Kevin H says my favourite fictional character is Arthur Dent.
Yeah, fair enough.
Really?
Which would bring it. Well, it would bring into existence that universe. We live in that universe, which would be quite cool. I want a Babelfish now. Although the problem is if the universe is brought into it, I want Doctor Who.
Well, both of my answers have already been done, so never mind.
What are your answers?
First was Doctor Who, and then second was going to be Arthur Dent.
I mean, I'm surprised you don't go for one of the Star Wars ones.
I would not survive in that universe at all.
Was that a pointed comment, Dave?
I was aiming that at Jeff. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to say a fucking word. Oh, just because I can do an impression of that of a certain character does not mean he is my favourite character, even of that particular franchise.
No, that means it's your favorite character. It's canon now, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, he is canon. Well, no one's disputed. Even Badger will not dispute that Jar Jar is canon.
No.
I mean, Jar Jar got more attractive.
It's canon.
Jar Jar got more attractive to Badger when Disney started making films.
They made Jar Jar look good.
Exactly.
Well, they open the eyes, give some eyelashes,
But you're not disputing that he exists within the canon of Star Wars either way.
Of course not.
He's just annoying. That's all there is to it. It's not that he doesn't exist. He just is annoying as shit.
You'd rather shoot him out of the canon of Star Wars, but...
I think there's an important question here.
What's that?
You say meet your favorite fantasy character. And, okay, I dig the universe part. But under what conditions do you meet them? Is it like for coffee, tea, sex?
It's an arranged meeting. It is just to meet up.
I'm not having sex with mine, thanks.
Yeah, I had assumed it was like at a coffee house or at a pub.
Yes. Pub for a drink. No roofying.
Yeah, but could it lead on to after the pub?
I mean, if they liked you.
Okay, what if we wanted them to roofie us?
Context matters.
We wanted them to roofie us. I mean, Purple does have a point.
Then offer them. Then tell them. See what they say. They might be into
Does Florida Man count as a fictional character?
Yes, he does.
No, it's real.
I think he does.
No, unfortunately, he's real.
Yeah.
He could be your favorite musician, though.
Down through the generations.
Yes. He could be your favorite musician, Jeff.
Hanging with John Wild says, can we have already met the musician? Yes. Seraph says, fictional character, though, which one I'd have to think about. Chad says, I don't listen to music, so fictional character, but I still have to think of who.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I don't really get into music much, so it would definitely be some literary character, but I can't come up with anyone in particular.
Can I say one?
Okay, now, when you say literary character, are we talking like books with no pictures, or are we talking graphic novels as well?
Well, he just said fictional character, so it could be a graphic novel or a movie.
Yeah, he didn't say what they had to be from, because since the universe was going to come to our universe, I was going to say Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds, because I love nerd rants, and he does nerd rants very, very well. But also, I don't want to be murdered, because that would probably be the only way I'd have to meet him is dead.
Trouble is probably one of my favorite fictional character. It wouldn't be much of a conversation because she's a bit not very talkative person. So,
Badger.
All right. Fuck it. I'm going for one of each because screw you. But for the premise of the question, I would pick the fictional character, and it'd be this guy.
Aha. Would he not just kill you on sight?
I didn't know.
You don't know who this guy is, do you?
I didn't know.
Isn't that the Mandalorian?
No, it's not Boba Fett.
It's not Boba. No, it's
It's the father figure from the Republic Commando books.
Never heard of him. Or them. Is that from Star Trek?
I was gonna say from here it looked like He-Man was wearing a helmet.
You guys are horrible.
The musician.
Yep.
I thought that was She-Ra.
I'd like to meet this guy.
Oh, he looks familiar.
Who is he?
That's Captain Robert. He's the lead singer of Abney Park.
What's Abney Park?
Steampunk band.
Oh God, I need new glasses. I thought that was now I can't even remember his name. Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. He sometimes posts interesting questions on social media, and he's a very sexy man.
Are you saying that you take something from this?
Well, hopefully a cup of tea and a conversation.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to only meet one of my favourite, should we say, non-metal musicians, and lucky enough to have him on my channel. So I'm kind of not too bad in that part.
You had Celine Dion in your channel?
Well, I'm still trying to get her, but she said she'd only come providing you're not in a live chat.
That doesn't surprise me. Science Talk says meeting fictional characters supernatural. I want that. I don't know who though. The angry video game nerd. Brian Griffin says Jessica Rabbit. She plays Patacake. TP says don't think we'd be able to remember hanging with Lenny. It would all be a blur. The Rage shares fictional character Rand Al Thor, so the Dragon Reborn can defeat the orange one. Not one word of that made sense to me. Ant Jer said musician Freddie Mercury. Ricardo says Jar Jar.
Of course they did.
How far behind am I?
I can't arrange a meeting, but I can simulate for you if you wish, Ricardo.
No, it's okay. We can live without.
Can you please keep your Jar Jar fetish out of the chat?
Yeah, in the side chat, Jonah just said Nacha, and I was about to say that. So.
This is Robert X says, does the fictional universe include Australia? No, it's got to be something that could be real, I think.
I think it should call it Australia because Australia is already fiction.
Well, this is the issue.
Did you get my tweet, though?
Did I get your tweet? I did not.
I have a choice.
Do you?
Yeah, guess.
Guess. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh God, you could not be more wrong. Well, yes, you could. You could have said Donald Trump. That would have been much more wrong.
Is he a fictional character or a musician? I want to know
Well,
which he is.
I've seen
I
him rap
suspect-
on YouTube.
I
Yeah,
suspect he plays the skin flute.
The Donald Trump that his supporters believe in is completely fictional.
I will say I quite like the I do like the Metal Trump YouTube channel. I do find some of them quite funny.
Haven't you seen Donald Trump's hit single?
No.
It's the China countdown. Bing, bing, bong.
Yes, I have.
China.
The China countdown.
China.
That's great. I love it.
Wait,
Somebody's done the whole song with Trump.
I would pick
oh, go on.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
And yes, there's going to be something after we chat for a while.
Is it going to involve the lasso?
You're going to steal her lasso.
Yeah, duh. Of course.
Okay,
Starkey's-
well, if we're bringing in a whole universe, then it really doesn't have to be just one character, does it?
Well, you know, but you only get to meet the one character. Anything else you've got to arrange yourself.
Well, I was thinking that if I had tea with Doctor Strange, I might as well do it at his mansion, and then I could meet all the Defenders.
Yes, that's possible. Assuming they're there.
I wouldn't mind hanging out on Wonder Woman's island. That'd be okay.
How do they get along without sex?
They kidnap somebody once in a while.
Ah.
And they live
Actually,
for-
if
live
you go
forever.
by the original comics from the 60s, they would attack ships at sea, and they would breed with the men and then throw them into the ocean.
Oh, that's nice.
Sounds fair.
This was actually the
what?
canon of the original comic books.
If you got to go, you know.
That's the way to do it. What do we got? Okay. Starkey, favourite fictional character. A genie from Aladdin. He better bring his lamp, I have wishes. And
Which
Nerdy's going,
one?
what's going on? Dave has actually answered the question willingly. Is this an apocalypse? So far, I have actually answered 100% of the questions. Chad says, I vote for Garrick from DS9. The conversation would be intrigue would be endless. Kevin says, F the Star Wars universe, Jar Jar as a democratic representative.
Oh, please no. The party can't be that inclusive.
Richard Madsen, favourite musician, YHVH. That said Yahweh.
It'd still be a.
The sacrifice aligned to zodiacs, thereby the circles of fifths and amazing music. I've never heard of any of that.
Okay, to be fair to Jar Jar, he did redeem himself by being a competent senator.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Was he not tricked into doing things?
there was that whole
Yeah, but so
You know,
was everybody else, though.
there was that whole
Can't single out Jar Jar for that.
Amidala were here, and then the next
Jar Jar-
scene is Jar Jar just going, "This propose the emergency powers."
See, he's
Jar Jar
better than me.
Fucking idiot,
Yeah.
Jar
His
Jar.
voice is
Mate.
gone.
Jar Jar Binks got a better break than Al
Hey.
Franken.
Sarah,
Hmm?
you don't get on Badger for doing that now, do you?
Badger gets a pass for having a sexy voice in general, and he calls
I
me
was
kitten on
making
occasion.
I was making a point.
Exactly, and he calls me kitten on occasion, which that makes me happy. So he gets a pass.
How rude!
TP says, gotta say, if there is a heaven, it's surely partying. Trying to think of all the great musicians there. Sammy says, I would want to be the first character to meet Lilu in The Fifth Element. And then some sort of emojis that I'm sure I don't understand.
No, I've got to disagree. Hell is where all the good music's going to be. Heaven,
That's what the rage says.
Heaven's going to have like the fucking Carpenters, and that's about it. And like
Ah!
we're gonna have fucking Lemmy, and
No, not even the Carpenters will get into heaven. They did some weird shit.
Hanging with John Wiles says, I've met John Taylor from Duran Duran, my influence on the bass. So the real Darth Vader. Not Just says, fictional character, I'd want to meet the god Jehovah for a chat over some drinks.
I'm going back to my fort.
I'm surprised.
Too controversial, these answers.
They are. Sammy says, I will roofie Lilu, Dave. There is no way you can stop me. Yeah, I think she could stop you.
She probably could.
I think she'd kick the crap out of you. Math Pig says, if musician, then jam with Kirk from Metallica. If fictional character, Bob Hope. Bob Hope's fictional?
Apparently he is now.
Bob Hope fictional.
Once you're dead and you can't get up and walk around, you don't exist, so you're fictional.
No. The premises of this, Dave did allow dead people.
Yeah.
Is there like some kind of fictional character also named Bob Hope?
No dead people?
Probably.
Well, Bob Hope did sing in some of his movies, so technically you could call him a musician.
True.
But not a fictional character, which is what Math Pig's claiming.
But you said one or the other.
Badger is claiming it's the fictional character. Badger? Math Pig.
I was thinking Badger was doing anything.
Well,
Put the Batberg down.
Pretty much anybody who was famous and is now dead has a legend that has nothing to do with who they originally were, so that's a fictional character.
That's a pretty good point.
If I had to get my favorite musician, it would be Richard Cheese.
Who the fuck's
How
that?
about
He does lounge singer covers of songs, and they're amazing.
How about the Wicked Witch of the West?
Do you reckon anyone would like to meet Sheogorath?
Who?
The Daedric Prince of Madness from the Elder Scrolls.
I almost said that, but I also don't want to be turned into a wheel of cheese because he amuses the fuck out of me, and he might disembowel me with a spoon.
Yeah, no, he can be quite a fun chap.
He can be fun, but he also might murder the fuck out of you or turn you into cheese.
He might turn you into cheese.
Yes.
Or he might find some weakness in your psyche and exploit it for eternity.
Yes. He's also threatened to like his attendant. He's threatened to like disembowel him and hang his bowels from the rafters because it would look pretty. So
yeah.
Okay.
I think he'd be amusing to meet with some kind of like protection in place.
That's true.
See, this is why children should not have swords.
I don't use swords in the game. Thank you very much. I use magic because that way I can throw spells at things from far away and not get hit.
That's why you shouldn't have guns as well.
Yes. No swords, no guns. Right. Nerdy says, I'm thinking maybe... What?
Ben Hope.
I'm all about the swords.
Fair enough. Nerdy says, I'm thinking Catwoman. Kevin, as far as musicians, James Hetfield or perhaps Paul Simon. Math Pig, hanging out with Zev Bellringer from P3K and just do stuff.
Which Catwoman? Julie Newmar or Halle Berry?
There've been others. There've been a whole bunch of others.
Halle Berry didn't play Catwoman. Halle Berry played somebody with a crippling addiction to catnip.
Yes.
I mean, you got.
Starkey says, "Oh, fictional character. God, I have questions." Andrea says, "Is there no people that have ever been in the chat?" Yes. Not just says, "My favourite musician / singer died not long ago, so I'd need to have a word with God first to talk with him. Satan would work too." Right, Orla stares daggers at Dave. What did I do to Orla?
Yes.
Well, the question is, what did I do to Badger?
Whatever it is, you should be ashamed.
I should be ashamed. I'm deeply sad.
I don't know. You must have said something disparaging against the character she liked.
That's possible. I don't know what character she likes. Kevin says, didn't Logan demand delivered prostitutes? How did they get onto Logan's run? I've lost that one. Seraph says, maybe Rocket Raccoon. Could be fun to destroy stuff.
Okay, delivering prostitutes would be a good service right now because, we can't go to the brothels.
Yes. I'd like to meet Groot. I think it would be a very deep and philosophical conversation.
It would. So? I'm Groot. Yes!
I actually found a translator that would translate stuff into Groot's language.
Yeah, okay.
So So in that case, we would like to meet Groot and Rocket because Rocket can translate.
Just a sec. I will find the translator.
And if Rocket gets on your
implication-
nerves, if Rocket gets on your nerves, raccoons make a great roast.
The implication of a deep and philosophical conversation with him is, but how do you really know you were Groot?
I think
Fair
he
enough.
would look to the side, pause for a moment, and then go,
I am Groot.
Groot?
I just want to say Rocket Raccoon is the scariest creature ever imagined. Somebody with the intellect of a human and the ethics of a raccoon.
I don't even think he has the ethics of a raccoon. He has no ethics. He does not give a shit.
Have you met raccoons?
I have, and they're cute and fuzzy, and they're larger than people think they are.
They're
But do you know what their ethics are like?
They don't have any ethics. That's true. They want food. That's all they're. That's all they care about.
Wait a minute. They wash their hands before every meal.
They do wash
Yeah,
their hands,
they're
but they
hygienic.
also they're very hygienic. But
We
they
have
also
no
want
food.
food.
Yeah, they will come up, ask you if you have food. If you say no, they will eat you.
They
Here's the
haven't
thing.
ate me yet. I almost said
I-
ate me because I, you know,
You only have yourselves to blame for raccoons, and let me tell you why. If you hadn't declared independence and fought and kicked us out, see, our badgers would have been there for a lot longer and would have civilized the raccoons.
oh damn! Are you saying that I could have a raccoon that has Badger's voice? Oh shit!
You could have done, but America collectively failed there. They blew it.
Badgers are
God
evil.
damn
They
it.
come into your kitchen and steal your food. They know how
So-
to open fridges.
And they come in and
awful.
they come in and burst your bouncy ball. Is what they do.
Apparently so.
So
I have
lack of raccoons, global warming, and Donald Trump it's all our fault, huh?
I have already told
Yeah.
Badger I will let him get away with almost anything
Let
as
me-
long as he calls me kitten on occasion, so he's okay.
Let me tell you the situation with raccoons. You see, raccoons are very ethical, unless you have something that they want, because
It's
Because-
theirs.
Trash pandas.
Trash pandas are so cute.
They're smaller than I thought.
That is so cute. Oh my god.
How can you not love that? Raccoons are just so goddamn cool.
See, that looks like they've got good enough hands that they could be the next intelligent species.
Yeah.
They do. They have really great. Their hands are very useful. They're sneaky little bastards too. I love raccoons. They're cute.
I mean, people are so interested in breeding foxes down to the point of being tame and making good pets. They should do it with raccoons too. I think pet raccoons would be just totally fun.
I've had a pet raccoon and it was fun, but my family didn't like it because she was a sneaky little bastard and she stole their food.
Well, that's what they do.
raccoon.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like she's a raccoon. She's a bandit. She's a trash panda. Leave her alone.
And they're really cute.
Yes,
How
they're
would-
cute.
Who we
Fruit,
lost?
Jenny.
Oh,
Jenny had to go update her boobs.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave. How would you pronounce my tweet?
Which one?
The one advertising this stream.
Questions.
Oh, you're reading it wrong.
Quastomistons.
What was that? Say that again.
Quastomistons. Right there. I'll put it in the doohickey.
I have this common typing mistake that I make almost every time I type it. When I go to type the letter Q, I end up hitting the letter W.
Quastomistons.
And when I write it, and I write questions with a W, it still looks like questions. That's I think that's just me, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's just
Right.
checking.
I think we've killed this question.
What is the next Quastomiston, Dave?
Quastomiston. So you had a pronunciation in mind.
No, I just wanted to see how you said it because I just typed random letters.
Right. Question 987.
Quastomiston.
Do you think if the whole world believed in the same version of the same God, that we would just find other reasons to judge and murder each other?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Probably. Most likely.
You don't think it would
Yes.
bring peace? I thought all
No.
religions promised
No.
peace.
No.
Well, you'd have to get, you got to get rid of religion, regardless of the hopes of peace, because they stand in the way of so many other things, not just peace or war, like science, or personal growth, or critical thinking.
This is what would happen if we had like one version of God that everyone agreed on or whatever. That religion would be the fucking justification for fucking killing each other still.
We broke Jenny.
That's what would
Jenny
happen.
doesn't like us this morning, apparently. I'm hurt.
Do
Yeah,
you
if we
think...
had one God everybody agreed on, then everybody would be killing each other over not pronouncing his name right.
It's okay, kitten. It's just technical difficulties.
Do you? What if you had no gods? Do you
That
think
made my morning.
we still kill each other.
You would, yes.
yeah,
because
probably.
people find other reasons to kill each other. It's anyone who thinks that having one religion will make everything better is wrong.
You're gonna still have other things that people are gonna fight over.
Exactly. And Jenny's back with an attitude.
Yeah, God has usually been used as an excuse for going and taking somebody else's land.
Dave, let me ask you a clarifying question.
Yeah,
about this question.
mentioning no names. Israel. Sorry.
Does the Holy Book
Okay.
of this supposed God have more than a single word in it?
Yes.
Then everyone will disagree on the wording and the meaning of the Holy Book, and we will have wars over it, and within a few generations there'll be several different sects.
Well, that depends on what the definition of is.
If there's just one word in the Holy Book, then within a couple of generations there'll be at least two sects.
TP Seeker said, "Oh yeah."
Well,
look at ancient
Badger's
civilization.
right. I mean, look at how well the different Christian groups get along with each other.
They get along fine at the moment. Mostly.
But those aren't true Christians.
Robert says, "I don't need religion to judge and kill, but it sure helps." Kevin says, "If the whole species of humans believed in the same God, we'd definitely fight over something else." At the end of the day, you've only really got to look at Europe. We did all believe in the same God.
Yeah, well, the French can go fuck themselves.
Dave, you only have to look at the fact that there is already a Reformed Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
I went to France, and they were fucking just rude.
I studied.
I went into a shop and I made an effort. I said, "Bonjour, 4 croissants s'il vous plaît," and they said, "So you want 4 croissants then?"
Yeah, they can tell.
Yeah.
And I was there like, "Look, I'm fucking
trying."
I made an effort. I came in. I learned French for years. I made an effort, and no.
Badger, same thing.
I'm going to learn a different language just to spite you.
Badger, same thing happened to me in Italy, and I brushing up on it, and I went in to order a packet of Lucky Strikes or whatever, and
I learned Spanish instead.
So I asked how much. I quanto costa, and got a cigarette. So grazie, and as I'm leaving, she says thank you.
I'm going to learn Spanish instead. I tried learning Mandarin for a while, and then I talked to somebody who spoke Mandarin, and she pronounced everything completely differently. And I went,
were you actually learning Mandalorian?
No, I know the difference, Dave.
I tried learning Polish for a while. I fucked it up.
Poland's got really bad.
When you're in France,
linguistically?
No.
When you're in France and you try to speak French and they respond in England, what you should do is just step back, look at them, and just say, "What? Thank you for demonstrating your national subservience to us."
Now, see, Badger, you took the wrong approach. You should take the American approach. That if you say something in their language and they say it differently, you tell them they're pronouncing it wrong.
Yes, that's the way to do it.
I thought the approach was if they don't understand you, you just say it louder and closer to them.
That's the British way.
The thing is in Europe. There's always been a bit more emphasis taught on foreign languages.
Yes.
No, you do the louder and closer to them is automatic. You do that to start with.
I mean, I've never, anytime, for example, anytime I've gone to like Holland or whatever, most of them speak better fucking English than any of us.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, online, the number of people we've got in this community that are across Europe, that English is not their first language, and they argue better than most of us.
Yeah,
in English.
See, I was in France, and we went to this little cafe, and we were all there, doing the thing. We were trying to get the food in French. They're saying bonjour, just pointing at menu items, and the waiter comes over and says, Anglais? Oui. And he goes, oh, so am I. I'm from Birmingham. We're like, oh.
I think actually, like, I had a sort of thing in France once, and a few years ago, and obviously some English people there, and like, well, I say English loosely. They were from Liverpool, but and it was like, and it was kind of, trying to. Come up with one of them called me bloody frog, and I said, "Who are you calling a bloody frog, you scouse git?"
That worked. Right, back to the question, which we're a million miles away from. Locker says, just one religion would make it so bad for us godless folks, we'd be hunted down as sport.
See, I'm assuming that everyone believes in the same religion, even us.
Are you?
Yes.
No, I can't remember what the question says now. I've forgotten what the damn question said. The whole world believed in the same... Yes, you're right. We would.
I'm still shocked that any religion can exist in this day and age. I just don't understand.
Yes, I did a fantastic tweet about that earlier. I stole a quote from somebody. Antjer says, we'd kill each other for not following God's rules correctly. Richard now says, how many ways can I spell questions in English and it is still pronounced the same? Then he's given me a load of ones.
I would like to know from someone in our chat something. Enter.
What?
Cut up little hot dogs or not?
What?
That's the question.
What's that got to do with God?
Everything.
Everything.
Yes.
I'm going to read the rest of the chat whilst she answers. Ricardo says, okay. No, God is the excuse. The reasons are the same. It's just easy to blame God. Church of Bacon. Church of Bacon is a valid one. We never had it. Oh, I'm so far behind. Right, skipping over the chat. Because there are no more tags.
Enter said yes.
So basically we decided that the one God thing is not worth trying. Because it'll just end badly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Forget the one thing. Just go right to 0.
Let's go to 0. But I think we're still going to kill each other with 0.
Well, at least that's something worth killing over.
What? Nothing. Nothing is worth killing over.
0 is real.
Well, damn right.
God is
not.
not.
I believe that nothing is sacred.
See?
Very good. Right. Can God be Thor with no shirt? Which version of Thor? I'd prefer Aquaman with no shirt.
Which version of Aquaman?
The current
Could you
one.
imagine a threesome with Aquaman and Wonder Woman and me? Oh my God.
Submariner would so kick Aquaman's ass.
No. Not the current Aquaman. He'd swoon. Right, next question.
Current Aquaman looks very CGI.
He's
You're
not.
just jealous.
That's his body.
The guy who plays him is a sexy man.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The films look very silly to me.
Oh, I've not seen the films. I've just seen photos of him.
It's actually surprising to me because all my life I have thought that muscle-bound men, as I would have described them years ago, are just repulsive. That why would somebody want to do that to themselves?
Yeah.
And I see Jason Momoa, and it just I just don't feel that.
No.
Don't get it.
The problem is that there is muscle bound and there is perfectly proportioned like a god.
I like him in Game of Thrones. It really went downhill after he was not in it anymore.
Oh yeah, he was sexy in Game of Thrones.
And he pulled that guy's throat out of his throat. It was great.
How'd you pull someone's throat out of their throat?
Very carefully.
Well, but basically, he stuck his hand in through the front of the guy's neck and pulled his tongue downwards and out.
Ow.
Yes.
It looked quite uncomfortable.
I imagine so.
But Jason Momoa looked very sexy while doing it.
Right. Next question.
No, I can't go there.
Just the panel turned into like all of us fangirling over Jason Momoa. That's great.
Shh. Next question.
No.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Question 988. Do you have a power move to ensure you get your own way?
Oh, that's so dependent on the situation.
Well, what are your power moves?
I don't want to give them away because then people might be onto me. They're like, oh, well, now Sarah's pulling her power move, and just that will ruin it.
The problem is, I think I'm asking the wrong group of people this question. And Never Again says no. Seraph says no. How they're talking about? Santi says absolutely not. Never Again says, if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Knocker says, I rage. Yandir says, I find a weakness and use it against a person. So like buying up the world supply of Battenberg and drip feeding it.
That's a good way to get yourself overthrown.
Do you have a power move, Mr. Badger?
Yes, I leave.
You leave. Ilya says, well, does having boobs count? Sure.
Well, in that case, that's mine. My power move that I will tell everyone about is I use my boobs.
Richard says, patience, love, and understanding.
Patience! For the Jedi, it is time to eat as well.
I just drop to my knees and say, well.
Knocker says Jedi mind tricks would be cool. Oh yeah, Neil says I use Jedi mind tricks. Mathpig says my power move only works on Manda and then helicopters.
Yes,
I think it would work on other people.
Manda would probably kill them.
They're now celebrating boobs. Rainbug says I ramble uncomfortably. Is that a power move? It works quite well. It's very endearing.
It's adorable. Jeff, yes.
Yo.
What's your power move?
Well, I'm still trying to master the Psycho Crusher from Street Fighter 2. I'm not quite there with it yet.
So, is that how you get people to get your own way? By tempting it?
Well, you hit them with the Psycho Crusher, and afterwards they're going to pretty much do what the fuck you tell them to do.
Kevin says humour helps.
Jar Jar Binks impressions?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I could blackmail people with that. Technically. So, what will people give me not to...
not to do it. That's your power move. Kevin says humour helps. Aunt Jo says I don't think I have a power move. Ilya says yes, always celebrate boobs. They are the best.
They are. Boobs are amazing.
Purple.
Absolute boulder dash. I can spew out complete bullshit in such an authoritative tone that I can get most people to question their own reality.
Just a sec, while I'm just trying to find my power move. Give me a minute.
You're just trying to find it now?
Yeah. I'm not sure where I put it.
I'm not sure where you put it.
Does turning on my southern accent count?
Yes.
Depends who you
I was gonna say
the giggle at the end is,
I was going to say with the laugh, yes.
with the slight little twang there just a minute ago. Yeah, it was kind of
Seraphim,
working.
ask Jeff for naked pictures and add that at the end.
I don't want Jeff to leave. All right, now am I supposed to be asking with the southern twang, or am I supposed to be just asking in general?
No, with the southern twang and the giggle.
And who am I asking?
I go with Badger or Jeff.
She's gonna go for Badger here.
I can legit ask both if you would like.
Go on.
All right. Hey y'all, Badger, Jeff, I need some naked pictures if you don't mind.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, selfie.
Send nudes, y'all. Send nudes.
Right, I think we shall. Jenny didn't actually.
Yeah, I'll just say if Ilya was in here as well, me and Badger would be so fucking screwed.
I did too. I
said this for a while.
The power moves is I drop to my knees and say, "Well."
Oh yes, you did.
I mean, he did call me kitten earlier, so now.
Ike says my move is the NCO voice. What's the NCO voice?
That's like a drill sergeant, I'd imagine.
Ah. I'm surprised how many people will respond to you standing in front of them and shouting at them.
Yeah, it's surprising. Yeah, it is surprising.
Right, next question.
It doesn't always work. I mean, sometimes
No,
it
of course
depends when you catch someone. Like sometimes, sometimes if people catch me, I'll be a bit stunned and I won't respond. Other times I'll be like, "Don't you fucking talk to me like that," and like square up. So yeah, that's that
it's got to
kind
be
of
short, sharp
approach.
instructions.
It's got to be done in a very certain way, but even so, it's like no, it does. It's not something that tends to work on me a lot.
I don't think it does.
If somebody starts shouting at me, the end result is going to be something that neither of us are going to like.
But again, you people aren't normal people.
I don't think it works very well with me either, but for different reasons. I have absolutely no idea how to deal with it, so I just stand there and stare at them.
I turn on my.
Eventually, they go away and shout at someone else who might actually give them what they're looking for.
I turn on my customer service voice.
Is this a new question? Or
No!
am I just
But they were talking about power moves still.
Oh. Sometimes I yell.
Sometimes you yell. I can't imagine you yelling.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
I've been known to yell and throw a wrench so hard it went through a garage door. I'm not.
I mean, does
I'm
yelling
not kidding.
Does yelling at people really work though? I mean, I don't know.
Yelling
Dave, move on to the next fucking question.
Screw you.
See, it doesn't work.
Dave, next question.
I'm trying to get to the next question. Right.
It works when I did.
Yeah, I softened him up for the kill, Badger.
So if we keep this up, Jeff is going to get really jealous of Badger.
I'm already jealous because he can do a better Jar Jar than me.
I need to get something soft on my desk I can headbutt. Ilya says, Jenny is her subtle way of being witty. She can say things so calm but underhanded, it's brilliant.
It is. It's brilliant. We're proud of her.
And Ike says, not loud, authoritative. People yield to confident authority. Right, next question. Question 989. Normally, beavers are known to taste like beef. What obscure delicacies have you chowed down on, and how did they taste?
Oh dear, I can see this question's going south.
Jenny!
I feel like I need to make my escape.
You mean like something you can go to the store and buy, or something that you may get arrested if you eat.
Both.
I think we need a definition of delicacy, because I'm sure I've eaten a lot of things that none of you would ever care to, and I wouldn't have if I had the choice at the time.
I've eaten ostrich and and Thomas.
Thomas. Neil says, I can't remember her name. Nerdy says, beef beaver. Kevin says, knife beaver. Nice beaver. Seraphim says, beefer.
The one I didn't care for, and I had one bite of this, and I just did not care for it, was guinea pig.
Guinea pig?
I was
Would that
in
be in
Peru.
South America? Yeah.
That was Peru. Yeah.
Does that not come on a stick?
Yeah, not always. Sometimes. I wouldn't have, let's put it this way, I would not have tried anything off of the street sellers. In fact, we were advised not to. Very
Repeatedly.
What did the guinea pig taste like? I'm fascinated.
It's quite fat. It was quite fatty. It was just it was quite fatty. It wasn't. I didn't do much for me.
Harmonica Man said bear paw stew. It had way too much fat in it. Ilya said that she's never had beef-flavoured beaver.
Beef there.
She's limited to chicken flavored.
Chicken-flavoured beaver. Nerdy says, I've eaten dragon fruit. That's as weird as it gets. Music Collector says, I have had beaver, but it's not animal beaver. What's a non-animal beaver?
See, that's what I was thinking too.
I knew it was going to go down. I knew what fucking routes this was going to go down.
We'll tell you when you're older, Dave.
That beaver's going to taste different depending on...
Are you not an animal?
True. But a lot of humans don't consider themselves as animals, unfortunately.
Oh, no. We're not,
is that weird?
We're not part of the beaver kind.
No, we're not. We're not. That's true. So I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, like in the south. So I've eaten some weird shit. Bear, turtle, squirrel, rabbit, raccoon.
So you haven't named
Snake,
anything weird
frog.
to me.
See, that's weird to people here.
Snake.
Like,
Okay, I have not had snake. I have not had frog.
Alligator. So we were talking about stuff that we've eaten when we were younger at work, and like I grossed out like most of my coworkers by mentioning that stuff because none of them have ever eaten those things.
I would eat alligator if offered. Absolutely.
Yeah, Nia says, I ate lamb meat and felt so sad for it. Kevin says, alligator is fairly mild, and frog legs taste like chicken.
I would eat alligator because I'd be able to sit there, chew and swallow it and say, fuck you, apex predator.
And basically all the stuff that Brainbug listed, I've eaten all those too. So
wait, I haven't got that for yet.
Yeah,
Santi, go on.
At some point, I've eaten virtually everything that lives in the Michigan forest, but fortunately, I have a mental block in about 10 years of my life, so I don't remember what most of it tastes like.
Well, that's disappointing.
The only one that I had a chance to eat that I will not eat was
everything in a forest.
The whole forest. He left it because there was nothing left.
It's just flat, bare, barren ground now. You just ate the entire forest.
The trees and everything. I'm sure they were delicious.
Brainbug suggests that they would
eat would be
wonder you blotted that memory out.
Brainbug suggests that they would eat tarantula, and I'm just wondering, how do you skin it?
You don't.
You don't.
You eat all that fuzz?
Yes.
Yeah.
You eat a whole.
I wouldn't eat it regardless, so it doesn't matter.
I think they should do it like deep fry it in batter, like, you know.
That's like eating a peach with a hormone imbalance.
I would have thought you'd eat it like a crab.
No, you don't eat it like a crab. You just eat it whole.
Yeah. Santi says, don't hate me. I've eaten cat and it tastes just like rabbit.
Yeah.
Cat tastes like rabbit. Ike says, beaver scent glands are used as a booster for flavours like vanilla. Be careful about your ice cream. You might be eating some beaver's ass. Right, Brainbug.
Well, that's
turtles.
True. There's
yeah, vanilla flavour. Brainbug says, turtle, snakes, alligator, frogs, crickets, mealworms, and scorpions. When are you going to eat your tarantula? South America is where guinea pig is eaten, but I couldn't do it because I have them as pets. Kevin then says human beaver. Who's a human beaver? How about tarantula's legs? Guinea pigs are delicious, says Santi. Neil says tarantula's legs are similar to crabs.
Actually, the stuff that they try to pass off as artificial raspberry flavoring is a synthesized version of a chemical from a skunk's ass. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is actual chemistry.
If you've ever had artificial octopus, what's the other, calamari?
Yeah.
Pig rectum.
Okay, technically calamari is squid.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, then octopus. We'll just say octopus.
Well, I've already eaten chitlins, so that doesn't bother me. Again, I grew up in the South. The South.
Nerdy says, have you ever seen a beaver give birth to a non-beaver? Yes, I've seen a beaver give birth to a human.
Beaver is the only thing that to eat really well, you have to have some skill and experience.
Ilya says alligator. Harmonica Man says, I've eaten just about everything on the North American continent.
Gone from a forest to a whole continent?
Yeah,
yes.
Apparently so. That's why this is
really.
This is why Dave has told us that none of us are normal.
Mealworm apparently tastes like bugles. What are bugles?
A little
instrument.
conical shaped.
We get them in the UK.
Corn treat.
We get them in the UK, Dave. Walkers
Bugles.
make them. Yeah.
Oh! Yes.
I think in the UK they call them bra cups, don't they?
No, they're called bugles.
Oh, bugles.
Put them on your fingers and pretend to be a witch.
So I'm assuming they're. I'm assuming if they're made by Walkers, they're probably made by Lays elsewhere. So.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're talking about the same bugles. We had that claim about eating everything on the North American continent, so that's got to include most of an orchestra.
Yep, that's true. Nerdy says, oh, actually, in America, I ate a little bit of a Twinkie. Aren't they inedible?
Aren't they wonderful? Oh, Twinkies, the best junk food ever created.
I've got to admit a weakness for Twinkies, even though I know they're seriously unhealthy. I've got a bit of a weakness. I've got
you have a
weakness for Twinkies.
Weakness for Twinkies? The packaged kind or the two-legged kind?
No, the
two-legged kind. Not the thing that Matt Powell's trying to disguise the fact that he is. No.
He is though.
Right, Brainbug. Okay,
I've eaten Twinkies, and I can. I've eaten.
Twinkies.
I've eaten a few. I got some friends of mine brought me back a box of them from America, and then the pound shop started selling them for a while. And I can confirm that they do technically contain food.
And the other type of Twinkie?
Oh, I've eaten a couple of them.
Well, I suppose the other type also technically contains food, but...
Right, apparently you prepare a tarantula by throwing it on the fire to burn the hair off. They don't
have the hair. Yeah, they're not all furry when you eat them, so, but you eat them whole.
What do we eat them whole?
No, you eat them whole.
You eat them whole, yeah.
No, you, okay.
Eaten whole.
Oh,
I'll eat bubs if they ground up into flour.
Yeah, I've no problem with that.
But
what?
I'm not going to chop
tarantulas.
Cockroach.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind tarantula flour. I could live with that.
I'd be fine eating tarantula, just not in its tarantula shape.
Neil says my weakness is bacon and Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts can sometimes be okay. Ilya says my weakness is bacon and steak. There was another YouTuber that made me send her photographs of me cooking bacon.
Dave, would you eat deep-fried spiders?
Well, no. I wouldn't eat anything spider-shaped. You can grind it up. You can throw it into something and grind it up so that it's flour. Or I've got no problem with the protein, but I would freak out and not want to be in the same room as the spider-cooked food, other than ground up.
I understand that.
Me and spiders don't get on. Right now, there is a big spider up there that's going to die as soon as this show ends.
But That
I
poor
like
spider.
spiders,
Run,
but,
spider,
I'm still
run.
It may be gone by the time.
That
Otherwise,
poor
it's going to
spider.
find itself getting hit by a rather large Yuga ball.
Why can't you just like scoop him up and put him outside like
Because
any?
that's torturing him.
Any compassionate human being would
No,
do.
that's called torturing them.
How is that
Because a lot of
put a-
house spiders cannot survive outside. They've
almost
grown
no
to
house
the
spider can
interior
survive outside.
environment.
So basically, killing him's an act of mercy.
Killing him as opposed to putting him outside, yes.
You don't need to take it outside.
Or-
You just
or
take,
deep-
room that you don't want to
take
have,
the-
you don't use.
take the little spidey boy and put him in the shed.
There you go.
Where the shed spiders will eat them. Well, in our shed, the pigeons. Am I echoing to anyone?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Weird. Right.
Yes.
Yes?
I'm hearing echo. Yes.
Who am I echoing?
I'm only
Yes.
hearing an echo when Jenny's talking.
Oh, fine. It's my fault again. Great. I'll
Sorry.
be back.
Am I echoing now?
A little bit, actually.
Now?
There's very slight echo somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from.
Yep, sorry, Johnny. Wasn't your fault. It was more
Kevin?
pronounced when she was talking, though.
Mm.
Well, I muted myself and it wasn't me, so.
So you're now echoing. It's Badger. It's clearly Badger. Because he's
Oh,
evil.
poor Badger.
I have earphones in.
But have you left the speakers on as well? Kevin says, thoughts on eating other arachnids or eight-legged creature?
Oh, this is.
We can't hear you if you're talking. No, we can't hear you, Jenny. Can't hear you at all.
I got fuck out of that. About
Did she mute herself?
No, sorry, Jenny, and it wasn't your fault. We still had the echo when you were out.
I figured as.
oh,
I
there we
figured
are. I
as
hear her
much.
now. I hear her now.
I've just seen an excellent tweet.
That's because I'm creating volume now. I wasn't before. I fooled you.
Apparently, Ryan Johnson is no longer on Twitter.
Who's Ryan Johnson?
He was the guy who directed the worst of the Disney ripoffs.
And that's reason to cancel culture him.
Oh, I think he deleted it.
I think he deleted it. I don't
He's
care.
he's probably harassed by people like you or whatever, saying how he fucked everything up. He was probably cancelled by you lot.
Right. Next question.
I think he should get. I think this compensation he should get to make another Star Wars movie now.
He hasn't made one yet.
Shut up. Next question.
Disney,
Do you not want my answer to this one?
Disney is canon.
Oh shit. Go on.
So I was at one of those little market stall things a while ago.
You've gone very quiet again.
I was at one of those little market stall things a while ago.
Yeah.
You know, the old like Christmas market in the little city centre.
Yeah.
And I had what the stall claimed to be a kangaroo burger.
And do you think it really was?
It tasted very much like a beef burger, and from what I could see of the backstage of the stall, seemed to come from the same packet as them.
Well, maybe they were adulterating their beef.
Quite possibly there wasn't anything resembling in beef in them either.
It's probably horse.
Ostrich looks a lot like beef. And they eat kangaroo all the time in Australia, I understand.
Yeah. It's a delicacy. Well, it's not really. It's just normal.
It's not really. It's just they shoot them because they don't like them.
I was going to say it's not a delicacy, it's roadkill.
Right, next question. Has anyone answered? Yes, good.
What
right.
was the question?
What obscure delicacies have you chewed down on?
Oh, okay. I said ostrich.
Well, Minnesota is the state that gave you the roadkill cookbook, which basically said that if you hit an animal with your car, you should wrap it in foil, put it on your engine block, drive 400 miles, and then eat it.
That's true.
Fair enough. Apparently emu is good,
Make-
and Sammy says roux tastes like shit.
You make burgoo out of it, apparently.
You people are very odd. Right, question 990. What one thing would you make illegal?
My knee-jerk response is humans.
Who would enforce that one?
Penguins.
Penguins.
They're already trained and armed.
I mean, they are. They're guarding the Arctic Wall, so why not?
Go on.
Portsmouth fans.
Would it not just be easier to make Portsmouth illegal?
Yeah, well, I was thinking more of giving it kind of like protected dominion status, maybe, but I don't know.
Well, no, you don't have to make Portsmouth illegal because the people who resent living there would be okay, right?
Possibly, yeah. It's
Sammy says belief in the supernatural. Yandir says farting in a crowd. Harmonica Man says religion.
That would be a terrible idea.
Why?
I'm having a hard time deciding between religion and republicanism.
Interesting. How would you define republicanism?
Religion without all the nasty rules.
They have loads of rules.
I
change
meant
them frequently.
I meant morality. Rules is the wrong word. I misspoke.
I mean, be serious about banning a religion. Making it illegal would be just a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because it's going to play into their persecution narrative so much more. Which is face it, that's what it's done for the JWs in Russia.
Yep.
There's JWs in Russia, really?
Yeah, and they've been made just an illegal organization with Putin. So
Rainbug says pseudoscience, and then never again says, "Sorry, my serious nature prevents me from coming up with a truly funny answer. So fuck you, I'm channeling Manda." Kevin says ignorance.
I would say how about the legends continuity in Star Wars, and so then Disney is the only legal canon.
True. Neil says just keep making religion unappealing. Never again says like making anything illegal makes it go away. You got to enforce it.
Yeah.
Badger.
I was thinking something along the lines of Disney is no longer legal to exist and has to disband, and Star Wars goes to me.
Star Wars goes to... How do you manage to work that one?
Because I'm making this law.
And then you're going to enforce it how?
With Ewoks.
The premise of the question implies I have the authority to enforce it.
Never again says... But... Wait. Never again says enforce it. Wahaha, that never really worked with the devil's lettuce, did it? That's because it was never really enforced. Okay? Because the upper classes have continued to smoke it everywhere. It was just used as an excuse. No, trust me, okay? In the UK, I've hung around with some of the, should we say, most upper class and most well-educated and they all smoke. I've hung out with barristers. I've hung out with lawyers. They all smoke.
What's wrong with them? The upper class used to bloody snort coke. What's wrong with them now?
They snort coke as well. But the point being that it was never enforced. It was only used as an excuse.
And what was never enforced?
Marijuana being illegal.
See, they got. It has happened here to a lesser extent, but certainly not the extent that as in the United States, where it's been forced to just locking fucking people up for years for stupid possession offences.
Yeah, there you go. Never again. They're on pot charges. It was used as a fucking weapon, which is exactly right. Joan says back to the original. Nerdy Rodent says cancel culture, tempered badger. Cancel culture, tempered.
I would pass a law and ban the internet.
The internet.
Yep, everybody has to go back to dial-up.
Really doesn't like your show.
No, dial-up still requires the internet.
I know everybody's required to go back to dial-ups, bulletin board system, and analog telephones on the desk.
On the desk. Making profit from healthcare. I quite like making.
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, if I was to give a serious answer, that would probably be yeah.
Yeah.
I would expand that to say making profit any basic needs.
I mean, even though we've got like, our NHS, we've always fucking compromised to private healthcare leeches here as well. But
yep. The Brainback says marijuana was enforced here, but mainly for poor and/or black. My point being, it wasn't enforced across the board. It was literally they pick and choose who they want to enforce it against for other aims.
Oh god, yeah. There's always a class issue with it.
Yeah. Right, where are we up to? We've done everyone in the chat, I think. Seraphim.
No.
Muted?
Sarah? No, she's not muted.
We can't hear her.
She says she's got some technical issues. She'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Kevin says harm. Harm is a hard one to outlaw. It's a hard one to define.
It's an amazingly obvious one nobody's thought of, but maybe Sarah will say it when she's back.
Nerda says, no one has said critical questions yet. You can't make it illegal.
I would have this show banned.
Dave's just ignoring half my text today. In the chat or in things that you're sending me? I can't follow two things at once.
No, see, I think we should make this illegal. I'd love the idea of being part of like a criminal cartel.
Well, would it make it like a pirate radio station?
I mean, Dave. Obviously, Dave would be like the boss man of it or whatever. But we'd all be part of his criminal gang. It'd be cool.
All right. We can declare it illegal.
Be the critical cartel.
Kevin said he'd ban stupidity if he could. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I'd ban. I'd love to ban religion, but I don't think it would work. I'd love to ban stupidity, but the problem is most people don't know they're stupid.
Yeah, if anyone's seen a flat Earth debate, that's a great fucking example of that.
Yes.
You only end up banning people who'd admit to it, and most of those are the people who are not quite so stupid.
No. Ilya says, number one, not putting back grocery carts. I could argue about that one. Two, real pants. What are real pants? And 3, bras.
Believe me, you don't want outlaw bras. Some women really need them.
Chad says, any rules beyond don't be a dick, anything else is commentary. Excuse me.
Who wrote that bras comment?
Ilya.
Ilya, really?
Here you go. Antjer says, interrupting people, it's my pet peeve. I like that answer. Ilya says, go on.
You shouldn't get on this fucking platform then, because it can't be avoided.
No, it can't. Ilya says, real pants are anything other than yoga pants or lounge pants / shorts.
So I can't wear jeans anymore?
Apparently not.
Seraphim says,
just yoga pants.
Seraphim says the internet is dead.
Oh.
See? Oh. I'm right.
You're right.
And also check Discord.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, yoga pants are completely inadequate protection against kitty claws.
Where did she say that to you? How did she have a direct line to you? I'm disturbed.
Because I am a badger. I can do these things.
You try hiking a
Someone's
backcountry.
got Sarah's phone number.
Would you like to meet my honey badger?
Your honey badger. You have a honey badger?
I'll get one.
She'll get one.
Yeah, why not? I would like to see this. Yes.
Mathpig says, fucking skinny jeans, ban now. And Kevin says, ban the tube top. Tube tops can be good. Sometimes.
Oh, I think they're hideous. Where's... That's not fashion. That's a rag you wrapped around yourself.
A rag you wrapped around. Right. Next question. Right.
Skinny jeans.
Okay, well, so we're off that question now.
Yes.
Brilliant. Nobody said take Chef's Jar Jar impression illegal. I love it. I'm working on the premise.
It's a good job we haven't moved on yet.
I'm working on the premise that Sarah may have done though, so.
No, it's not that bad. There are way more things. I'd prefer to make everything Trump says illegal first.
You'd want comedy though.
All right, everything Trump says in an official capacity. What he says in the playground.
Just illegal for people to act on what he says.
Yeah.
Over his short period of time of being around in the White House, stinking up the joint, that he has put in through executive action or whatever, 150 different regulations against LGBTQ people.
Mm.
But he's done more for LGBTQ people.
Oh, like he's done more for black people than yeah. Okay.
You back?
And I'll say there's only one positive thing I've ever seen him do in relation to black people, and it's over 100 years too fucking late. That was Pardon Jack Johnson. That's about the only positive thing he's ever fucking done, and that was something that should have been done fucking 100 years beforehand, like when Johnson was still alive, perhaps.
Mathpig says EastEnders, Coronation Street, Neighbours, etc. Ban them all. Soups.
So I'm assuming this is Sarah back now, is it?
Nerdy says monetized YouTube channels should be illegal while all the others can stay. I don't know, I quite like monetized YouTube channels. I'll have you know I've made an entire 63p on adverts. I'm going to retire.
So rich.
I know.
All right then, Sarah, just say what you're going to say now, because we've already given you your answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. So serious answer is MLMs or multi-level marketing. Non-serious answer is Jeff's Jar Jar impression.
How rude!
Say exactly. You're arrested.
Okay, right. This next question.
I might be into the cuffs, though, Sarah. So you know.
That's why I didn't say don't make me get the cuffs. So, because you would be into it.
I've got some cuffs over here. They're fluffy.
Fluffy ones.
I would ban hard cuffs.
I have fluffy cuffs. I have the metal cuffs, and then I have these weird ankle cuffs as well. So I have cuffs.
Leather cuffs are the best.
I want a pair of leather cuffs, but I haven't really had anyone to use them on, so that doesn't really excuse me for getting them for no reason.
I could bring my own.
I made fur-lined leather cups with steel chains, so they were comfortable, but there was no way you were getting out of them.
By the way, thank you, Brainbug. Someone likes it.
That's nice. Seriously, I come in here for 2 goddamn seconds.
Hi, Amanda.
What she says is she wants to hear your Jar Jar impression.
Yeah, she just heard it, I think.
Right, the next question, but I have to add a proviso before the question.
Oh, God.
Apart from the obvious. That's the proviso. Question 991. What one illegal thing would you make legal?
Well, apart from the obvious.
Yeah.
And the obvious, would that just be one drug or all?
In this context, I'll go with all.
Okay, so that's kind of
Well, if you're going to go with all drugs as one thing, then I think it's also reasonable to assume that we could just say sex and all of the laws against anything sexual are just out the window.
Yeah, a lot of states still have sodomy laws.
That's disturbing.
I think you got to be careful with that. I mean, I think, and this is in all honesty, I think you should kind of keep anything that like bans bestiality,
Non-consensuality.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, that anything like that, there are already other laws that would cover it.
That's true.
Because, you know, anything that doesn't involve consent falls under some form of abuse.
Yes. He's not wrong, but I get the point of... I think you still need those explicitly because people are idiots.
Yes, exactly.
so that means you would require a verbal yes or of some sort.
I would willingly accept
Okay.
that. I would willingly accept it. I would accept a... I
would possibly go then. I would possibly go then with euthanasia.
Yes, I like that.
You would ban euthanasia?
No, this is make legal.
I was
Come on,
torn
Badger.
between a
This is
sensible
the
answer and a
opposite of the
silly.
last question.
It's Chish,
I was
Badger.
torn between a sensible answer and a silly answer, but Dave just said, not Dave, Jess just said my sensible answer, so I'm saved.
Go on. What's your not sensible answer?
The carrying of swords.
You can carry swords all you want,
Is there?
I can.
just not in a fashion that you would like.
How would
Like-
Badger like to carry swords? Because I'm not quite sure.
On
what the
his
laws
side,
are.
in a hilt, ready for quick withdrawal.
What? Because I'm not actually. I know I'm fairly familiar with like UK gun laws. I don't know what the rules on blades like that are though.
If you're not going to a specific training session for them or have reason to be carrying one, you can't be carrying one, and you can't be carrying it ready to draw quickly. I am opposed to that. I think you should be able to have it as an immediate draw weapon for self-defense.
Well, come to America. I'm sure you could get away with that.
We've because I mean our laws on self-defense are a bit strange anyway, but and they're not all, from what I've seen, they're not very well defined.
No, they're not.
And but I mean, it's like weird things like like things like tasers or whatever are illegal in the UK. They're classed as firearms.
That's twisted. Is that all phaser? Is that all tasers or just tasers?
Yeah,
that are...
tasers, stun guns, whatever way you want to put it. That they're all classed as firearms.
You can't
Did
have
you
a proper,
did you hear about the
Wait there.
case going down right now? Oh, okay, I'll shut up.
Sorry, Badger, you're really quiet again.
Yeah, I keep moving back from the microphone so I can actually sit comfortably.
Go on, what are you going to say?
I don't know, I forgot.
Right, Jenny. Too late.
Something about...
Are you
you can't
aware of the? Go ahead, Badger.
I'm going to kick him. Go on, Badger.
Yeah, so you can't have proper like spray like the mace either.
No.
No,
You have to use links. That works fine.
there is
Links and a lighter.
Links are lighter.
There is a spray you can use, but it's not like CS or pepper spray. It's more like an it's more like I forget what it is, but it's not supposed to blind people so much. It's got gives off a weird smell, and I think it like shows up a sort of like thing.
Grind a pepper shaker on them.
It makes them poop.
No, it is something literally just so you can get away from someone, and it helps the police identify an attacker.
Oh, it stains them as well.
Yeah, but it's apparently it's got a very potent smell or whatever that can be damn near. It can incapacitates her. But anything like CS or pepper spray, and only cops are allowed to carry that. So
absolutely, all those should be legal in the UK. That's my answer.
I was just going to mention the current taser case that has just shown up in the last few days, where the police are being charged with killing a man with tasers because during an arrest they tasered him over 50 times, and it's on video.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, that's insane. Right, we can catch up with the chat. Amanda says, "Hello everyone, thanks for the love. Hope you're not having too much fun without me. We're having loads of fun." But, you could be here as well. Kevin says, "Public indecency." Yandir says, "Wearing pajamas everywhere. Is that illegal?" Ike says, "I would ban youth marriages." We're talking about things we'd make legal. You might be a bit behind on the previous question. Nerdy says, "I'd make Disney legal again, thereby cancelling out Badger's law against them."
Included in my law is the proviso against that.
Uh-huh.
I would ban obsessions with Star Wars.
Fortunately,
Kevin says,
I'm a badger, so the law doesn't apply to me.
Oh, I see. There's the sword law then. Kevin says, "Euthanasia is the best answer. Throwing all my chips in that answer."
For the serious side of things, so am I.
Yeah, no, I've got to agree.
That's the most important one we've said.
Yeah, that was going to be my answer too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's people talking about carrying knives. Jones running away. See you later. Never again. I tried to join the Discord, but I tend to get lost there. Are we, everyone? I think everyone is done. Lone Wanderer, "I'm in pain every day, but if I told a doctor I would consider euthanasia, I'd be locked up. Medical autonomy is slowly dying." I completely agree. I'm surprised how many people in our community is in chronic pain. Right, I think we're done with that question.
I think chronic pain may make you question the existence of God if you hadn't before then.
Certainly, the problem is there is a certain thing your brain does when you are rolling around in pain. You can't carry on screaming indefinitely. At some point you have to deal, and all you can do is think. At which point I think questioning God is probably a good way to go. Oh, people pop back. Santi said assisted suicide. Harmonica Man says prostitution. Godless Scum says, "Should the badger cull be illegal?" Oh, I missed a badger question. I meant to put into this episode. Oh well. Right, next question. Second to last question. Penultimate question. Question 992. What is the naughtiest thing you've done in a lift or elevator?
With or without a camera?
Either.
I'm going to be boring and say pressed all buttons and ran.
Is that the naughtiest thing you've done? Or just the naughtiest thing you'll admit to?
The naughtiest thing I've personally done in a lift, yes.
You never snogged someone?
I've almost... I don't snog people not in lifts very much.
What's a snog?
A passionate kiss.
Oh. You mean to a
me-
total stranger?
No! Although that would be very naughty. Try that.
Me and the chap I went to college with, we pressed all the buttons in a lift, and then the head of the faculty got in immediately afterwards. He looked at me to say run, but I was already halfway down the corridor.
Doc
Okay.
said- Go on.
How is kissing somebody you know a naughty thing?
Because naughty is just used as a euphemism for interesting.
Yeah.
He wants to find out about our sex lives. That's all it is. He's nosy.
Yeah, well, that's why the kiss just seems that wasn't even worth mentioning.
Well, I was going from someone that just presses all the buttons. Just step up. Nerdy says, got out and then made it go the floor furthest away. Never again says, too long a story to tell in chat. Do you want to come in? You can replace Badger on this question. Doc says, press the eject button. Harmonica Man says 3 hookers and a mule and a midget with a camera.
I mean, that sounds very interesting.
Kevin says jumped up and down and rocked the shaft. Santi says I was stuck in a lift for 2 hours with my girlfriend at the time. No further details. Neil says, where are you kissing them? In the elevator.
Don't you dare kiss my elevator.
But your elevator likes it. It's a kinky elevator.
Jeff says, thrown a bunch of stink bombs into an elevator when I was a kid. You must have been such a lovely kid. Harmonica Man says, press the phone call button and walk away. And the Lone Wanderer says, farted and blamed someone else. Purple. Oh, go on, Jenny.
I lived in college dorm for a while. It was like 15 stories, something like that. It was big. UW-Madison. Og Hall, Og West. And we were all pretty stupid back then. But one of the bigger fun sports was to hang around by the elevator, and just as the door was closing, light and throw in a small firecracker.
Let's see. Yandia says, I danced. Antja says, I made it skip all the floors except the one I'm going to. Brainbug says, I rode an elevator in a leather-faced costume. No one would ride with me.
I would.
Sammy says, opened the shaft opening and ever so slightly pushed my head through. If that was the lift as the lift was coming.
You almost Resident Evil'd yourself.
Yes.
Exactly.
Purple.
Well, I gave a blowjob in an elevator.
Oh.
Very good. Seraphim.
Same. I've also received in an elevator as well, so, and had sex in an elevator. Elevators are fun, especially on like really, really big buildings. You press all the buttons, so then you have like a lot of time in the elevator.
Well, I'm old enough that I was able to do one before they all had security cameras.
And you make sure you're near the console, so that way when it does stop on the floor, you can press the closed door button so no one can get in.
Button's good for that, and if you're an exhibitionist, then the camera's good for that as well.
I was going to say, or if you're an exhibitionist, you don't press the button and you let them come in and see if they catch you.
They join in.
I like taping a sign to the inside of the door that says "Don't look up."
The Lone Wanderer says, given the opportunity, I'd have sex in a lift. You should go try it. There are lots of lifts. It's quite fun.
There are, and it's fun.
Now's not the best time.
Is it not?
Yeah, now's not the best time.
At some point, you got to keep keep pushing the buttons because it's that gravitational change that is what's the fun part. Never mind.
Kevin says, I worked 10 years at a haunted house. No elevator there, but after work I had tons of fun interactions with people.
That was okay to do, by the way, because I was working at a hospital at the time. And there was the back freight elevator. So it was medical testing.
Fair enough. Doc says, I once farted in an elevator. I was alone in it and it blamed myself. And Nerdy wants
I just want to know if he believed himself.
Did he believe himself?
That's all I want to... Yes, did he believe it, whatever he blamed himself?
Yeah.
No, because he knows he's a liar.
Because he knows he's a liar.
Exactly.
I've talked to myself before, and I know that I'm fucking dishonest.
That works. Right. So what real things have you got up to in an elevator, Jeff?
Nothing along those lines. You do realise how little joy I have in conventional situations, right? Let alone.
I feel you've led such a sheltered life. I feel we need to improve this.
I mean, we are corrupting the poor guy.
Yeah, well,
we're talking about a man who's been the Machu Picchu.
You know what kind of self-image I have of myself anyway. So we'll leave it at that.
Do you not get into an elevator and just imagine? I mean, this is what goes through my head. I get into an elevator and all I am imagining is the people that have shagged in it.
No, never fucking crosses my mind.
Okay, then get yourself a portable black light and bring that into the elevator.
Yeah, get yourself a little UV torch.
Why? Well, I'd probably be like, I'd be probably more inclined to take the fucking stairs.
Staircases can work. Right, last question. Question 993. Would you rather jump out of a moving car going over 30 miles an hour or go over Niagara Falls in a barrel?
Niagara Falls in a fucking barrel any day.
I think for this question, in terms of likelihood to survive, I'd go for the car, but in terms of the experience on the way, I'd go for the falls.
Lone Wanderer says barrel.
Yeah, I think Badger's got it.
Yeah, Badger's right.
That's not what's the is he's not given an answer.
That's totally an answer.
I've given two answers, depending
Exactly.
on
Answer-
which parameters
No.
you want me to value more.
Right? Which
No,
one are you
Badger's
going
answer
to
was
pick?
yes. No, Badger's answer was yes. Badger's answer was yes.
Exactly.
Based on the way that the question's been phrased, 31 would be a real different experience than 61.
Yes. Entirely.
So how do you know?
Okay, I mean, if we
What
could
kind
throw
of
it back,
barrel?
if we could throw it back to the last question, maybe having sex in a barrel whilst going over Niagara Falls. Now that would be quite way to go.
See, we've corrupted him. We've done it. Yay.
Depends on whether or not you're on the bottom at the bottom.
I think I'd get performance anxiety. Midway through,
Yeah, but this is the
The
thing.
barrel partners, they're going, I thought the sex part of this escapade would be more impressive.
It actually, the thing is, you bob up and down so much in there, whatever anyway, that you might have to neither of you would have to really do that fucking much.
No. Let's do a quick one. Andrea says
it would
car.
also matter what was in the barrel previously.
Nothing. It was constructed explicitly for the purpose of you jumping off, you going over the falls.
But no, I mean,
a custom barrel.
Yeah.
Here's a serious thing though with me. It's just a weird thing about me. I would be more than likely to do something like some real fucking reckless extreme sport kind of thing. Like, I mean, I've done like whitewater rafting in Peru, whatever. I've zip wired off of Bournemouth Pier. I'd be more than happy to do something like a skydive or a fucking bungee jump or something like that. However, try and get me on a fucking ride in a roller coaster. No fucking what? On a roller coaster? No way am I going to get on. I'm kind of weird.
I know
like
what
that.
you mean.
I would do like a lot of these real extreme sports kind of shit. I'd be willing to give it a go, but anything like get me on a bloody roller coaster, and I think I get it.
I can't disagree with that at all.
From what I've read, the car has more injuries. The barrel ride actually has less injuries. Like 7 people have done it, and like 3 people died.
Hit, right? Everyone has to hit like if we want to try and get Jeff onto a roller coaster.
Poor Jeff.
No, I mean,
I understand and agree with Jeff because I can jump in a car and drive all day at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah,
it's a thrill. But get on a roller coaster?
No, I agree.
I would say the car thing would be a bit weird. I've come off of a motorcycle just under 30 miles an hour. It's pretty goddamn painful. If I'd not been wearing leathers, I think my knees would have been so fucked up.
Yes.
Oh, you would have.
Well, you said the barrel would be constructed for the purpose, so
Yes.
I'll go over Niagara Falls in a 200-foot-tall barrel full of styrofoam.
Shaving foam you can have.
Yeah, and then end up blending sideways.
Yeah, I would just say I was incredibly lucky that I didn't hit anything hard when I finally stopped to the motorcycle thing. Because
yes,
you know what's really amazing? You know what's really amazing about Niagara Falls is that you look at it and you see all that water coming over, and we all go, "Wow, look at that! That's amazing!" And that it's 1/10 of what it used to be when it was first looked at by white people.
Yeah,
interesting.
To be honest,
dammed it up so much and stuff that
Niagara Falls is one of those places that honestly has been fucking ruined by tourism.
There are lots of places, unfortunately.
Well, part of the reason the whole national park thing was started in here, so they didn't like fuck up Yosemite or Yellowstone the same way Niagara Falls got fucked up.
Right, 2 seconds, let me catch up. Right, Lone Wanderer, barrel. Antjer, car. Brainbug, got to jump out the car. Santi, barrel. Harmonica Man, moving car for sure. You just have to learn how to roll right. Brainbug looks scared trying to fall that far. Never Again says, would you like the stats on how many have survived the falls in barrels? Yes, please. Sammy says, barrel. Mama Atheist says, have you ever stepped out of a car that was moving ever so slightly? You fall hard on your face. At 30 miles an hour, you'd be a pancake. Yeah. Roads make great sandpaper. Nerdy says, can I just drive the car over Niagara Falls? That would work quite well, actually, probably. Get out at the bottom.
And to back up what Mama Atheist is saying as well, also had another incident where I came off a motorcycle at less than half that speed, maybe 10, 15 miles an hour, and I stupidly wasn't wearing decent leg protection and took a layer of skin off instantly.
Ow!
Ow!
Roll a bit.
Yeah, you got to roll a bit. You got to roll a lot. Badgers look like they could roll right up into a ball.
Yeah, I think with as long as I'm expecting to be jumping out of the car, actually, if it's going 30 miles an hour and I'm jumping from the roof of the car, I think I could manage that. But jumping out of it, the door would get in the way and it'd be fucking awkward.
I'd jump out the window, get on the bonnet, and then jump.
That would be more awkward.
More awkward. Nerdy, sorry, Never Again. My bloody luck, I'd survive both of them. Never Again. Yes, also the stats on surviving the car scenario. Doc says, I'll jump out of the car, then web swing to safety. I think he's Spider-Man.
He is totally Spider-Man.
Rainbug says, am I hitting pavement or hitting grass? There is a grass verge, but the grass verge is a good 6 to 8 foot away. Nerdy says, how fast can Dave bounce? You'd like to know. Kevin says, assuming you die either way, I'll take the water death. Never Again. There must be at least one that survived both, and there would be 2 if I tried it. Then where would I be?
Well, people have done the barrel thing on Niagara quite a few times, and survived.
Yes.
So
yeah. Yandia says, car and barrel sounds too deadly. Purple never rides roller coasters. Neither does Brainbug. See, I can't stand roller coasters. The one really funny thing is, I can go on some roller coasters that don't have footwells, where your feet dangle. It's definitely something to do with my legs.
Like the vampire at Chessington.
The one I've been on is Nemesis at Alton Towers.
See, I've been on the vampire at Chessington, which I didn't find too bad. But no, the ones where you sort of stuck in there and you got that bloody bar thing over you, and your legs just kind of put in there. No, I fucking hate them. I think there's a certain control element. If I'm doing something like really fucking, even though it's statistically way more dangerous, like say a bungee jump or whatever, I know there's a certain element where you kind of somewhat feel in control though.
Yeah. Chad says, I've done the car, so barrel. And he says, could you do a Jackie Chan out of the window of the car and land doing a handstand on a skateboard? If you could manage to hit the skateboard, that'd probably be a good way to survive.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Could you do a Jackie Chan out the window of the car into a barrel off the falls?
No.
That would be even more awesome.
I would say you not only if you got to do that, but first of all, you've got to do a Chuck Norris into the car through the front window, kicking the driver.
Yeah, do that. Then Jackie Chan.
Would that not be better?
Yeah.
into a barrel, which rolls towards Niagara Falls, taking 3 rapscallions with you.
I would want Chuck Norris to stop the car in its tracks, or be around so that he could stop Niagara Falls before I go over.
Well, I mean, you know, Chuck Norris once roundhouse kicked the Earth. It hasn't stopped spinning since.
Okay, I'll do a car moving 30 miles an hour. But that's because the car is on a boat that's moving 30 miles an hour. So I'm just flopping out of the car onto the deck of the boat, which is not moving relative to the car.
Uh-huh. Mum Radio says, you've got to go on one of the old-fashioned wooden roller coasters. I have been. CT has one of the oldest in the world. Those motherfuckers hurt.
Yeah, I think there's an older one in Blackpool, isn't there?
I was going to say, and I don't live a million miles from Blackpool.
Yeah, next time I go to an amusement park, I'm just going to bring a pocket full of miscellaneous hardware and scatter it around the platform on the roller coaster.
Nerdy says, yes, Chuck Norris would just stop Niagara Falls. Right, I think we're done. This question is insane.
Hashtag Chuck Norris facts.
Chuck Norris facts.
Yeah, but if you get Chuck Norris to stop the falls, then you'll be landing on the rocks. I think that will be
exactly. It'll be more dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's less dangerous to do it with the falls actually being falls.
Yeah, with my luck, I would tumble out of the car into the barrel and go over the falls and wind up dying of an infection a week later from a splinter from the barrel.
If you come down too close to water spilling over something, whether it's a dam or waterfalls, there's this vortex that happens at the bottom of it, and you get sucked down. You don't want that.
I thought we were talking about getting sucked off on the way down.
I mean, that'll be fun too. No, someone actually brought up having sex or doing stuff on the way down from the falls as well.
How tall are the falls? It would depend. I mean, you might not get much time into it. Is it worth it?
Oh, apparently CT equals Connecticut. Who knew?
Yes, Connecticut.
Yeah. Well,
And Kevin says, Chuck Norris used to have 3 testicles. One was removed. Now we call it Jupiter.
Well, COVID-19 had to go into two weeks isolation after it come into contact with Chuck Norris.
Hey, not surprised.
The bogeyman stays awake at night afraid of Chuck Norris. Is Chuck Norris still alive?
Yeah,
yes.
He's in his 80s. He's still alive.
You know the worst thing about Chuck Norris? His tears can cure cancer, but he never cries.
Do you know, Def once had a near Chuck Norris experience.
Chuck Norris would crush the barrel on his forehead like a beer can.
With me in it? That wouldn't be any fun at all.
Chuck Norris threw a grenade and killed 50 people. Then the grenade exploded.
Right, enough. I'm going to say thank you to Jeff, to Mr. Badger,
now
to
available
Sarah,
on MySpace,
to Purple.
Dave,
What?
Chuck Norris played Russian roulette with a fully loaded revolver and still won.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well,
Thank you to
if
Purple.
the revolver's fully loaded, it means you can kill 6 other people and leave the room.
Yes.
Exactly, he still won.
Thank you to Jenny. Does anyone have anything to shill?
yes.
Badger had an excellent interview last night.
I did. I had a lovely chat with Marie de Ephant.
Marie Delafont.
Thank you. And I also have a nature video going live later.
What time?
Yay, nature!
Let me check.
The nature of what?
Animals and shit.
Right. Also, tonight is he better be here. There we go. Right. Also, tonight we have got an open mic hangout on MathPig's channel where we'll be discussing anything. And I will try my damnedest to drag Badger there too.
What time is that?
What's happening?
An open mic night on MathPig's channel.
What time?
He's going to put it in the chat now because I can't remember.
My nature video is at 7:30.
Normally goes about 10 p.m. Doesn't he, Math
He
Pig?
does normally.
Well, don't want to speak on his behalf here, but
I know. We're waiting for the chat to catch up. He's going to push
my
that
nature
link
video. My nature video is at 7:30 UK time.
7:30 is brilliant time.
And it's long. Let's put it.
How
that way.
long?
Yes.
How long?
Math Pig says 5 o'clock EST, 10 o'clock UK.
Yep. Good
4
guess.
Central.
Well, the description of it is all the animal visits to a corner of the garden over a 24-hour period.
It's not 24 hours long, is it?
No
If it's 24 hours long, I'm going to hunt you down.
You won't be able to find me. I'll have moved to Spain.
I'll have found your garden.
Okay.
You don't have to find it. I'll invite you in if you'd like.
What are you going to say, Purple?
I want to get to 10K subscribers by my birthday. My birthday is Sunday. I need 9,671 more.
Anyone wants to help him out? You're welcome to. He's a good egg.
See, I just like to get to 300 before my birthday, and my birthday's in December, and I've only got like 35 or something to go. So at least my expectations are a bit more realistic here.
Right. On that note, I'm going to say thank you to everyone in the chat. We will see you same bat time tomorrow, same bat channel.
I will be working, unfortunately.
I know, but it'll
You
be fun.
Dave, you just said it back channel. You got to do the whole. You got to do the whole Batman tease. Will Badger accept that Disney is canon?
You see,
Find
now,
out
Yes, it's like, Will
tomorrow.
Badger accepts.
Of course not, because it's demonstrably not canon.
Will Jar Jar Binks be gutted and stuffed?
And if we're talking about our goals for subscribers, I have 43 subscribers. I need to get to 50 for no reason, and I need someone to tell me how to do video editing on an iPad because I suck at it.
iMovie.
Yeah,
I know that's what people use, but I suck at it.
you suck at it. Right, we're going.
It's just practice. Just practice.
We're going.
Bye. Disney's not canon.
Bye.
Bye bye.